In the last episode, we talked about growth in relationships. Growth doesn't always look like improvement. Sometimes it just looks like movement. And what kept coming up for us after that was the question, what happens when we're not growing at the same speed? When one person says, I've changed and you don't like it, or I'm growing and you're not. This episode is not about fixing your partner or deciding who's right. It's about understanding what uneven growth actually does inside a relationship. We want to talk about why uneven growth is not a relationship failure, and how couples who stay connected learn to move through it without forcing each other to catch up.
So you said uneven growth is, what did you say?
I said uneven growth is not a relationship failure.
So it's not a relationship problem.
Well, I mean, it can be. But
Yeah,
it's not.
it can
It doesn't
be.
mean it's a failure.
Right.
So,
So it's not it's not indicating that your relationship is a problem.
right.
Right. Because if you're growing at different paces, that doesn't mean something's wrong.
Right.
Right. It's just that it's normal to grow at different paces. You can't expect to be on the same pace of growth the whole time. Hey, we're going to get married now. You ready? On your mark. Get set. Grow.
Even actually, it just popped into my head. You told me you loved me first.
Oh, here we go.
And I
Tell the
waited.
world.
I waited. Because I had to make sure I truly loved you when I said it.
How'd you know?
Oh, it was the right time. You just know things, you know. I wanted to give it the dramatic pause.
Oh, you
know.
did. You did. I was like, I can't hold it anymore. I love you. And you were like, did you say thank you? Or you just
I don't know.
squeezed me like a little bit closer?
I was like, that's cool.
That's okay. I was being honest with how I felt.
Yeah. And you knew when I finally said it, I was honest about when I said it. Thank you for patiently waiting.
No, how could I? I was already in love. How could I not? You know, but yeah, so it's normal for things to grow in different paces.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And different parts of your life can grow faster at different times. It's kind of like puberty.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, we had a good example of that when you were growing in your career, when you decided, hell yeah, I'm going to go for the police academy. And I was just like, okay, it's his dream. I'll tell you guys, I did not want him to become a police officer in my own personal and selfish reasons why I didn't want him to become a police officer, but this was his destiny.
Yeah, it was my calling. So,
Yeah.
But regardless whether it's a calling or not, I mean, there's so many different types of growth buried within that. I mean, career growth and identity growth.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, your mind, your energy, emotional, everything was affected by it.
yeah.
And it was rough.
Wasn't that rough, folks? I mean,
Yes, it was. It was so rough.
trying to speak it into existence.
It was really rough. I mean, it cost us a lot. I mean, we both sat, you didn't say, oh, I'm going to go and become a police officer without my blessing. We discussed it. It became a part of our life plan, our journey.
And sometimes things don't go as smoothly as planned. You don't prepare for the bumps and such, you know. Going to the police academy and learning law and weapon use and such sounds fun, but man, it was hard. It was 12-hour days and coming home, and after a 12-hour day studying, I mean, you don't hear too much about kids and taking care of your wife and all that, but it was there.
I know you, while you were going through that, I felt so alone. I spent a lot of time crying because I was carrying so much by myself. But it was not a surprise because we discussed where you would be absent and where I would have to be flexible because that's what it required me to be flexible. And even though I knew what we were getting into and that this was your dream, it was my dream as well, it still hurt.
Yeah.
It still hurt.
And I mean, well, you can look at it from the outside and say, well, yeah, you're going through a growth. You know, you've got a new exciting career and all this, and flexibility definitely, I mean, it made you grow because you had to adjust to keep, you know, me balanced and everything, keep our household balanced. And it was a lot. It was an extra job for you.
It was, but you know, it was not easy. And I think a lot of people on the outside thought that it was easy. But what helped us, no matter how rough and imperfect it was, we kept naming it. I think I kept saying to you, I feel so alone. I feel alone. And I would cry about it. It was tough. And whether you responded appropriately or however you responded, it didn't matter. If we didn't fix it, we were still reaching out to each other to connect, even if it was through tears or some shouting.
That's what remote controls are for, right?
So, but yeah. And then what's something else? So also when people are growing, a lot of times it will show up assumptions. Those will become exposed. They're these silent contracts.
What do you mean by that?
Things that you assume. Mm-hmm. So they're not spoken. You know, you just assume somebody's doing something. So if I am always getting up in the middle of the night when the baby cries, mm-hmm. And I do that for both the first two children, it's safe to say that when the third kid comes around, you're assuming that that's the deal, that I get up in the middle of the night for the baby. Mm. And what if I don't get up?
Yeah. Or even to just use the academy example. I mean, I would I'd basically be there by about 6. So, and then come home about 6:30 at night. You know, it was assumed you'd make dinner and there'd be enough for my lunch the next day because I had to bring food because you couldn't go out to eat. I mean, yeah, silent killers for sure.
Yeah, because you're just, it's an unspoken agreement and it's inherited. Mm-hmm. So I inherited that job. Nobody said, hey, babe, do you mind cooking dinner every night? No, it just became my job. I wonder what would have happened if I didn't start cooking every night.
I'd have been struggling mightily. But that's the flexibility we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I would have not succeeded. I can tell you that. I mean, I came home, would eat, and then had to study because we had a test, 2 tests maybe every week, and 8 hours of just learning that topic. I mean, there was a lot to try to absorb, and I would not have made it because to come home, cook, take care of the kids, and study, and get enough rest to be up by 4:30. It just, I would have burnt myself out and then just not shown up one day, and
yeah,
it would have just spiraled. So you had the flexibility, which allowed me.
Well, we're talking about assumptions of contracts. That's what we're on.
Okay.
Yeah. So, assumptions. So you had another example of when that could take place?
Yeah, I mean, picture a stay-at-home mom who, maybe it made sense to her at when the kids were tiny, but now they're in like middle school and they know how to give themselves a snack when they come home. Maybe now she wants to work. And, I mean, that's a huge household changer right there.
Well, yeah, she's growing now. She wants to be more. She sees her potential. She's probably like getting starry-eyed, like, wow, maybe I can be this, I can do that. And how would that make a husband feel?
I mean,
or a spouse feel?
I mean, you name it. It's up to your imagination if you don't discuss it at that point. So, is she, she's trying to get better. She's trying to leave me. That's why she's trying to set herself up now. Or she's cheating on me. That's why she wants to go to quote unquote work. I mean,
yeah,
anything could pop into your head. Whatever you can make sound reasonable could happen.
Yes. It could also be where the husband says, he's used to being the breadwinner or the provider.
Mm-hmm.
And then he realizes to himself, like, wait a minute. I didn't realize how much I depended on her needing me, or how I depended on her being, quote unquote, smaller.
Yeah.
If that's the mindset that he has, that kind of like, not that she agreed that she would always be a stay-at-home wife, but it was a silent assumption.
Yes.
Yeah. Because when one person grows, your relationship has to renegotiate those roles. You can't expect your partner to always stay in the same role that they're in. And so, but we do. We just get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if you don't want to, you don't name it out loud. If you don't do that, like how we did, you're going to start getting resentment showing up.
Oh, resentment.
Yeah, good old resentment.
It's raising its hand. Here I am.
I know resentment pretty well. I'm being honest.
There can always be resentment for sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't realize it until it's already happening. And then,
right.
Just like the assumptions, you don't realize they're there until they stop. And then you're like, oh, I have to cook my own dinner, or why isn't the floor clean and swept? And
well, when that happens, like, let's say you discover, shit, I thought she'd always do that, or I thought he'd always do that. You gotta talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta name it. Don't let it fester.
No. I mean, it sounds so generic, just communicate. But you really do. I mean, it's the only way. If you talked about it before, then, there may be parameters for the job or whatever, and then you can work through how to make everything up together.
Yeah.
And it solves a lot that way.
All right. What's the next one?
So, growing with awareness, I think.
Yeah. So growing with it, you want to make sure that you are growing with awareness. So that's the question. Are we growing with awareness? It's not, are we growing? Are you growing? Because
No.
I'm growing.
No.
Right? It's about, are we growing with awareness? Am I aware that you're growing?
Or like how we talked about earlier, not knowing, you're just going to fill it in with your own imagination. This way, you kind of name it and you kind of say, hey, before you start thinking something, this is what's going on.
Right.
You know, you don't just leave the house. You say, hey, I'm going to the store to buy these 10 items from the grocery store. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Now you're not really worried. But if they just walk out of the house, you're like, well, where are they going? Are they cheating on me? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? So naming it, it kind of, you grow with the awareness.
Well, in what is interesting is that the average couple spends only about 20 minutes a week talking to each other about things that matter.
I mean, I could see that. I mean, the routine, the days just get busy and filled.
And when you're talking, what are you talking about? Like, what do we talk about when we, because this happens to us, because we're human and we're a couple just like everyone else. What do we talk about?
Kids or issues or our day. I mean, everything but our relationship.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Junie's got a dental appointment. You're taking him, right? Hey,
No.
don't forget. I gotta,
I gotta wake up early. Yeah.
Yeah, can you get milk? You go to the store. Like, it's all logistic shit. It's never, always wanted to be a gymnast.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going to the gym and start stretching, and maybe I don't want to, but like, if I don't share these things that I'm thinking about and I start going to the gymnasium, like an actual gym with a balance beam, and you're going to be like, where are you going? Because you don't know what kind of fantasies or things that I'm thinking about, because your average couple only spends 20 minutes a week talking about things. So it's the intention of your conversations. You really have to be so intentional with what kind of conversations you're having, so that your conversation could include growing with awareness.
Yeah. Got to.
Yeah.
You let your partner know what your dreams are, what's new with you. Hey, I've been doing this and it makes me feel this way, and I think I want to keep going in that direction. That's letting your partner know your mindset and what interests you have, because we always grow, we always change. And you have to let your partner know, because if not, I mean, why are we getting married?
Right. Yeah. I mean, one of the examples is, like when I started doing self-love for myself. It's over a course of time, but I spoke to you about it.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to have a life coach. Hey, I want to start going to therapy. I've been journaling, or I've been doing this. Like, I share little things that I'm doing, and I sometimes blab, like I'll emotionally vomit on you, but I'm including you with what's going on. So when you start to see me grow in how I love myself, how I care for myself, all the different steps that I took, you don't start to question why my behavior is changing or why I've created boundaries.
Yeah. Makes sense.
How was your experience in that? Because I kept you involved, and how would it have been if I didn't?
Then we go back to the whole, she's trying to better herself. Why does she need self-love? She's definitely going to move on. The only reason she was with me is because, I made her feel this way, and now she's going to, it's just the whole endless potential of what I could have just let pop into my head. But honestly, keeping me in the loop, I was excited for you. It was almost like I was right there growing with you, And then it inspired me to take my own journey, and I am grateful for that. So
yeah. So, so it was beneficial. There was we didn't have any fighting. You didn't feel like any kind of betrayal of any sort.
No, none of that. And I knew I didn't have to waste time wondering what this was really all about, what what was she really? What was her real end game? No, it was, I knew what it was about, and I supported. I did my job to keep everything balanced. When I knew she had classes, when I'd step up and make sure everything's taken care of, make sure everything was quiet. Keep the office quiet for you.
Another example of it could be someone who becomes more, let's say, self-conscious or money conscious, right? They're assessing the way they're spending money, their habits with spending money. They want to improve things financially for their relationship, their family. Perhaps they're emotionally spent, right? They don't want to be socially obligated on every weekend because they're just tired, right? They just want to have a relaxed time when they're not working. But they don't express this to their spouse or their partner. So, partners, what? Hey, let's go get dinner.
Exactly.
Our best friends are asking us to go have dinner on Friday, and then they're going roller skating on Saturday, and she's like, nah, I'm just gonna stay home and do my hair. I'm just gonna, do my nails. After a couple of no's, what's gonna happen?
That's right. And, they don't want to be seen with me in public, or the imagination takes over again.
Yeah, exactly. She's not interested, or he's not interested in me anymore. What did I do? Did I do something? Right? Is this relationship changing? Because it's just sudden. Or maybe it's not sudden. But it's definitely not communicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to avoid that.
For sure.
Yeah.
How about
sorry.
when encouragement, you think you're encouraging your partner, and you keep bringing, come on, you can do it. You can, and now it starts turning into, what the hell? Like this is supposed to be something fun. Now I feel all this pressure to do what I want to do. Oh, you like running. You should go.
Why are you bringing up running, Steve?
Go to this running club, and done.
How about so we just had something recently, because I put on a significant amount of weight over the holidays. It's significant. It's significant.
2 pounds.
Okay, times 10. And I think, I don't know I just remember telling him, stop giving me cake.
Yes, I remember that.
So I just think that sometimes encouraging your partner is great. But even if your partner tells you that they want you to encourage them, it really depends, because it can turn into pressure. So it's like if I'm on a diet, or I'm trying to lose weight, and I happen to say, you know what, I'm gonna eat this chocolate bar.
Yeah.
And you're like, now, remember, I would be like, fuck you, I'm eating this chocolate bar. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Or it starts to make someone, in that situation, for me personally, would make me feel shameful. Now almost maybe I feel like I need to hide my eating or whatever. But it can quickly turn into pressure, which is not what your intention is.
Right. You're just trying to be helpful, and instead it's too much, and now the person feels pressured. And in your case of a diet, it's, well, he wants it too much. It must be for another reason. He thinks I'm fat, and now we go down that spiral.
Yeah.
Of now low self-esteem and
right. because so it might seem logical to some people, right? Because people will be like, well, if you want to lose weight, then stop eating that.
Yeah. I mean, it's natural. You can run this experiment at home if you want. Just whenever you try to pull someone somewhere, they just naturally try to resist you.
Yes, because it has to be at their own pace.
Yeah.
It's when their nervous system says, yeah, I'm ready. Not because somebody's cheering me on and pretty much actually just kind of making noise.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't want that.
It's just a way for them to protect themselves, I think, when they resist.
Yeah. It is, because you want to walk on your own. Picture walking down the street. Do you want to be pulled down the street? Or do you want to do it on your own power? Like, if you can, I'm good. I know how to walk.
Right.
I'm all right.
So I think it can be, the line is kind of blurry though, right? Because you do want to support your spouse or your partner. You don't want to be like where they're like, oh, I'm trying to, I keep going back to food. I don't know, maybe because I'm hungry. But like, let's say I have high blood pressure. So I'm going to try to lower my salt intake. So as a partner is going to want to say, hey, I got to try and support them. I'm not going to bring potato chips in the house. I'm going to put the salt shakers away. Like little things like that. So you can support your partner, but you're not going to do things like, your partner's eating a bag of chips and you just snatch it out of their hands.
Well, I pressure you in a different way, because I'm of the belief you can eat almost as much salt as you want. You just have to accompany it with the proper amount of water.
Yes.
So I'm always, you need to drink water. You need to drink water.
Yes. And your partner, and it's just sometimes you just have to test the waters. Mm-hmm. And if you do hit that line, whatever that line is for your partner, because it's different for everyone, you just say, okay, now I know where the line is.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put pressure on you. I just love you and I'm here to support you.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, you can even just ask them, look, what's the best way I can support you? Like, what'll work for you? Like, do you want me to just not remind you once a day only? Like, just be honest and and hopefully your partner answers you honestly, and you guys can come to an understanding, and you can actually give the encouragement you want to.
Yeah, because your partner is an adult.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a kid. And even a kid, they're still their own person. So when they're ready, they'll do it. Right? So if they really want to do it, they can. Your constant barrage of encouragement is not going to change the outcome.
Yeah, and just picture that pulling them down the street. You don't want to do it to the point where now they're resisting you and they're going in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now
Exactly.
they're hiding that bag of chips, or they're hiding that pizza, or
Exactly. So, in uneven growth, it doesn't end relationships.
No.
What is it that ends relationships? It's the other stuff. Silence, the pressure, those unexpected expectations, those assumptions, those silent contracts.
Your imagination.
Yeah.
Don't imagine. Stay imagine free and just communicate everything that's going on with your partner. They're the one you chose to enhance your life. So let them.
Right. And it's the truth. It's learning the truth about it all. Staying honest. And sometimes it hurts, but That's where it lives.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of asking who's growing more or growing faster, we ask, how can we stay connected while growing and while we're changing? So that wraps it up for us this week.
It's been fun, as always. Next week, we talk about expectations. Yes? Maybe?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you. I completely forgot the schedule.
This is your favorite topic.
Time to blow your mind, folks, by showing how everything begins and ends with expectation.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you at the next episode.
Later.